Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Bobby Richardson.
Well, when I was 14 years old, I went out for the high school baseball team in my hometown of Sumter, South Carolina. I'd been playing basketball, was a little bit late going out. Another big guy that later became a coach and an outstanding football player and I went out together. He made the team and I got cut. But I went out for the American Legion team that summer and made the team. We won the state championship, regional championship. We were playing in Charlotte, North Carolina against Richmond, Virginia. And they took us out to see a film before that last game, prior to the Yankees. Story of Lou Gehrig. Gehrig played the part. Babe Ruth played his own part in the film. And for the first time, I saw what the Yankee organization was, and I just thought, what a thrill it would be to play for them. Then as 15-year-old, the New York Yankees had a farm club that had spring training in my hometown. Mayo Smith was the manager. He came out and watched our high school team play. I made the team that year. Came over to me after the game and said, when you graduate from high school, I'll see to it you have a chance to sign with the Yankees. So he kept his word, we kept in touch, and sure enough, at 17, the day I graduated from high school, I signed with the Yankees. Now there was no draft in that day, and there were 8 teams in the American League, 8 teams in the National League, and of the 16 teams, I had a chance to sign with 12 of those teams for exactly the same bonus. If you got over $4,000, you had to go up and spend 2 years on the parent roster. But to answer your question, my dream at that time was to be another Phil Rizzuto. Phil Rizzuto was smaller than I was, and so my head says, if he could do it. And then the other thing is, every time we'd have a team picture, Yogi Berra would say, hey Shorty, come over here and sit by me. And if you look at all the team pictures, usually I'm sitting by Yogi Berra in the team picture, for that reason.
You came up as a shortstop.
I came up as a shortstop, and I got to New York. Casey Stengel said, we've got Mr. Rizzuto, I think you better find a new position. And I very hurriedly moved over to second base, and Jerry Coleman taught me how to make the double play. And I did play 1,400 and some odd games at second base for the Yankees.
You got your first taste of the big leagues at the age of 19, and yet you retired very young, a baseball player. And I know that you retired young, Kubek retired young as well. I mean, was there anything behind that other than the fact that the Yankee dynasty was ending?
Well, actually there was. Tony and I roomed together in Denver, and we also roomed together for 10 years in New York. And Tony and I felt like the Yankees had won the pennant, in my case 9, and in Tony's case 9 out of the first 10 years. And so we had had our taste of World Series play and championship seasons, but we felt we were missing the boat on our family. And so at our age of 30 years old, we decided we wanted to prioritize and spend more time with our family. Went to the Yankees and told him that both of us was going to retire the next year, in 1965. Well, Ralph Houck was general manager, and he came back and he said, wait a minute, man, don't both of you retire the same year. Bobby, I know you've been thinking about it for a while. Tony, would you play one more year? And Tony said he would. The idea was to break Bobby Mercer in. And as it turned out, Tony got called into a reserve program and playing touch football. He got a pinched nerve, and Mayo Clinic said he had to retire. And so Ralph Houck called and said, we had a gentleman's agreement, both of you wouldn't retire. Tony can't play, will you play one more year? And so I did play that one more year, and as it turned out, Bobby Mercer got called into the reserve program, and he was not there for me to work with him at shortstop. But that's the reason I retired. I played my first old-timers game in New York at 31. I was still 31 years old at that time. But it was a great decision. My family is just a great part of my family. My 2 boys are pastors now. My daughter's a missionary in Africa, so the Lord has just worked it out. And then I became a college coach at the University of South Carolina. And Whitey Ford's son was my shortstop, and Phil Rizzuto's son played for me. The Yankees and the Mets came down and played our college program, and right after that we finished second in the nation in the College World Series. And so it couldn't have worked out better.